Welcome to Ignite Your Inner Spark show, where you will find inspiring conversations, practical tips to deepen your self-awareness and live a more intuitive, fulfilling, soul-aligned life. Hi, I'm Diane Kelly, host and author of Soulfire Woman, creator of the Soulfire Woman's Way mentoring program for women and psychotherapist for over 25 years. And in today's episode, what I'd like to talk about is the interplay between symbols and synchronicity and intuition, and how one enhances the other, to let us know we're on the right path, to let us know that there is something working in the universe beyond our own minds, our own thinking, and that it all works together to move us forward so we can trust in ourselves, we can trust in the decisions we are making, and go forth with confidence. So I want to tell you a story. A symbol that's really important to me is the dragonfly. I have them everywhere. You can see one in the back here. I left this background so you could see it. It's on my Soulfire Woman essential oils. It factors in my book. Every chapter starts with a picture of a dragonfly. Of course, when I want to show it to you, I'm not able to. Every chapter is a dragonfly. So dragonflies have meaning to me as a symbol. Oh, I forgot one of my most favorite things. I have them everywhere. If you could see this wall, you could see that there are dragonflies here. So dragonflies are important to me. And I want to share with you how that all started. So I was on a trip and I was I was taking a tour of a plantation and I missed the turn. And I ended up on this dirt road. It was half a mile long. And I can't tell you how many dragonflies were in front of me. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I was mesmerized. I had never seen so many dragonflies in my life or all at once. And I just was in awe. And all because I took the wrong path. Well, seemingly took the wrong path. So I took the tour. The next day I traveled on to, I think actually it was Asheville, and it was Asheville, North Carolina. And I was there for training. It was my first time there. And I was walking through the mall. And again, this shop pops up and it's called the Dragonfly Shop. So I have the awareness now that dragonflies are starting to show up for me. And I was in the midst of major transformation at this time. And that's one thing I write in my book. Like when you're in the midst of transformation, synchronicities pop up like flowers in springtime. So I walk in and I asked the woman who owned the shop, I said, why did you name your shop Dragonfly? I'm thinking I had no knowledge at time of how animals symbolize certain things or had meaning in a certain way. And I was just curious. And she said, it's transformation. And my heart skipped a beat. She said, the dragonfly rises up out of the water and transforms. And I knew in that moment that message was meant for me. And so from that point on, I look to dragonflies to guide me. When I'm having a thought, when I'm wanting to make a decision, when something's really important to me, if dragonflies show up in some synchronistic, which is a meaningful coincidence, some way that isn't quite usual, right? It makes me stop and pause and pay attention. And so one of these major ways I have, did I show you this one? This is a rock. It's really heavy. Um, and I was um, I was in the midst of my divorce, and which is quite some time ago now. Um, and I took a job in North Carolina, right? I'm from Pennsylvania, so this was a big step for me. I knew no one. I didn't even know the name of the town where I was going, where I was working, had never heard of the name of the university before, but I was drawn there. And what I did was, and this is kind of a little crazy, but I put this on my dashboard when I drove down because I needed to find a place to stay, um, which wasn't wise because if you hit the brakes suddenly, having a rock fly back at you is not not the best thing in the world, which happened to me. But I was determined to keep this rock on my dashboard, that it was going to help me find the place, and to kind of make a long story short, I had a realtor and we went place to place to place the whole entire day. And we were tired, we were done, we were going to call it a day. And I thought, I'm just not going to find the right place that's within my means and has to feel good to me, because I was making this huge change in my life and my surroundings needed to be just right so that I would feel okay in this new place. And the realtor said to me, you know what? I have a friend who has a friend who wants to rent her condo. I don't know if she's ready yet, but let me call her. So it's the end of the day, the very last place. I walk into this condo and she has dragonflies everywhere, on the wall, in the fabric, out on the little patio deck on the wall. Um, and I knew in an instant that this was the place for me, that I was going to be okay. And I went on to meet the owner, and she said, "This is a very healing space. I did a lot of healing here." And I knew it was going to be a healing space for me as well. So, all those stories just to let you know to pay attention to symbols, animals, things that just show up for you on a regular basis, particularly when you are in the midst of something, when you're trying to discern something, when you're trying to figure something out. Um, so it shows up, right? And it isn't just that it's there. You have to then use your interpretation, your discernment, and that's where intuition comes in. So, like two of us could be standing there watching dragonflies, but it's going to have a totally different meaning to me than it is going to have to the person next to me. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. And that's where your intuition comes into play. Your intuition is going to tell you what that means and what you should do and how you should proceed, right? And so the synchronistic part is just the magic of how it shows up at just the right time, this meaningful coincidence, you know. Yeah, and so I'm sure you have examples from your own life. If not, start paying attention. One of the things I always say is when I hear a crow, it it confirms whatever I'm saying or thinking. Um, and as I was talking about this, I kept hearing the crows. So that's confirmation too. So pay attention. It doesn't have to be an animal or insect or anything like that. It can be something to just a symbol that shows up for you. And know that the universe is helping you. The universe is talking to you. Your higher consciousness is breathing light into you. So I hope that helps, and that's today's little inner spark lesson. And so, for those of you watching or tuning in, I'm offering a free guide, and it's 5 easy ways to stop feeling stuck. I'll leave the link below. And so, join me next time for inspiring conversations and these practical tips for a fulfilling, intuitive, soul aligned life. And I leave you with this: remember, soul fire woman, there's a flame within you waiting to be ignited. Much love.